very good morning to everybody. How are we feeling out there?
Unbelievable.
That was a bit slow on the uptake, especially you guys who've been in the group for a while. So let's teach them what unbelievable means. Okay, so when somebody asks you how you're feeling, you've got to be unbelievable, because in real estate, everything's about energy. In sales, everything's about energy. So we've really got to just put on that energy face and go unbelievable. The other great thing about being unbelievable is you can be unbelievably good or you can be unbelievably bad. So it works for both scenarios. So whatever's happening in your life, whatever's happening at home, if somebody says, how you doing? It's unbelievable, all right? And people will just be completely gobsmacked and infected by it. So that's the first thing. So we're going to try it again, folks. And you Zoomers at home, I want your neighbors to hear you. And for those of you doing it on digital, I want your neighbors to hear you as well. So how are you feeling out there?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, getting there. Not too bad. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well, a very good morning to you folks, and welcome, of course, to the Agent Success System. This is a program I created, some 8 to 10 years ago, based on a successful career that I had in real estate, and as a real estate salesperson, principal, auctioneer, multi-office owner, sales manager, recruitment officer, and coach within an office. So, but the exciting thing for you guys is it wasn't just me who obviously tried and tested these things that you're going to learn. We've now rolled this out to over 600 agents have done this very, very course. And let me tell you the success that those 600 agents, most of them, because you can lead people to water, but you can't make them drink. But I'd say 80% of them have gone on to have incredible careers and wonderful lives. So that's the first thing, a very warm welcome. My team, just as an introduction, of course, I've got Grant Fisher. He's been with us for 5 years. Grant is an international renowned coach, and he has worked in small to medium and large international businesses, working with executives, and we're just really, really blessed to have Grant and his expertise to help us facilitate the program. Grant has helped with many of the Google Drive stuff, the dispensary and stuff that we're going to be talking about. Grant has been very involved with helping create that stuff, and he's just an absolute lovely gentleman, and we are really, really blessed to have him. So can we give Grant a round of applause? At the back of the room, we've got Stephen. Stephen is our digital marketing specialist. We're going to be talking about digital marketing a lot over the next 3 days. So I am not a technology specialist, so I have to hire one. And you will know in your business that when you get to a certain point in your business, you're going to need to contract that out, or you're going to need to hire someone to do that for you who's a specialist in that. So Stephen is our digital marketing specialist. Can we give Stephen a round of applause? And then, of course, we've got Anita, who is the brains and the backbone and the absolute driver of the ship. And she'll be looking after us over the next 3 days. And for those who are staying for 3, 6, or 12 months, she'll be looking after you with the rest of the team for that length of time. So round of applause for Anita. We've also got a virtual assistant in the Philippines, lovely Christine. Christine is a very, very valuable part of our family. Christine does a lot of very important work for us. So Christine is part of the team. Can we give Christine a round of applause? And of course, our in-room people, can we give yourselves a round of applause too? So welcome. We've got 3 audiences today. We've got the in-room audience, which we love, and we thank you so much for attending, and it's great. We've got our Zoomers, so big round of applause for our Zoomers. And of course, we've got our digital people. So energy is really important, I've mentioned before. So we're going to be, getting your guys' input a lot throughout the course of the next 3 days, and we want to bring that onto for the viewers as well. We really want them to get the energy that we capture in this room. Because one thing we do well at Real Estate Brilliance and through the Agent Success System is create amazing culture. because that's really, really important. So I've mentioned before, and I'll mention again, don't panic. For members who are part of it, we do have the Google Drive. It's got everything, PDF, we've got video, we've got audio, and there's a quick search system. So don't panic. You are going to be overloaded. You are going to feel overwhelmed with the amount of information I'm going to give you, okay? But everything has a system, everything has a checklist, everything has a questionnaire. You need to follow those exactly the way we have them to get the full benefit. If you follow them 70%, you're only going to get 70% benefit. If you follow them 20%, you're only going to get 20% of them, the benefit. So you need to refresh, you need to go back, you need to revise. We've got how many here who are for the second time? 4 or 5 already. And we have spoken to people who have done this for a second or third time, and they say, first time was a blow your mind. Okay, second time was, right, now I've actually got this stuff. Third time was like, I've got the stuff really, really sort of sewn. All right, if you were to ask me out of 600 people, is anyone following this whole program 100%? No. Okay, and I'm talking, we've got $2, $3, $4 million writers who have come through this program, who have used this stuff. So there's still an opportunity for you to be better than them. Okay, I'm looking for my first $10 million writer. If you have an appetite for that, this stuff can help you do that. You might have to build a team, and you might have to do some pretty out there stuff, but it's doable. There's no limits to what you can achieve with Real Estate Brilliance and your hard work. Okay, social events, we have social events for the members, we have quarterly social events and other social events. Get involved. It's important that you network with high achievers. The whole part of becoming a high achiever is that you hang around with them, you find out, you befriend them, you buy them coffee, you buy them tea, but just hang around with them, talk to them, see what habits they have, see how they conduct themselves, and you will be amazed, okay? If you hang around with 5 successful people, you will be the 6th, and you will forget 80% of everything you hear, everything you see over the next 3 days. 80% will be gone within a week or 2. That is very, very sad, but it's human, it's adult learning. We're not primed to remember everything. So there's 3 things you can do. Does anyone know what those 3 things are to retain information? First one is write things down. Now, Grant's going to be talking about the spiral notebook. Now, Brian Tracy, probably my biggest and best mentor, told me one day that if I wanted to double my income, just use a spiral notebook. And what the spiral notebook does, okay, is you think on paper. You think on paper. Since I did that nearly 20 years ago, I have doubled, tripled, quadrupled, 10x'd my income. 10x'd, okay? 10x'd. So when I hand these spiral notebooks out, it's not like, oh yeah, just make some notes. I'm actually giving you something that will change your life and change your habits and your career if you follow through with it. So what you do with a spiral notebook is you think on paper. Everything that comes into your mind, you throw it onto here. And I'm telling you, this course was created in one of these. And you can imagine, the amount of money that's been turned over through that has been phenomenal over the last 8 years. So that's the spiral notebook. Okay, so let's go through what we're doing over the next 3 days. So we're going to be talking about success. We're going to be talking about the success mindset, because you cannot be a successful real estate salesperson if you don't have the right mindset. It's simple, and it's always the first thing that we talk about. It's this. This controls everything. So mindset is very important. Afterwards, we're going to be doing managing your time and managing yourself. And if you want to grow an effective business unit or a team or a pod, you're going to need to learn to manage other people. But don't even think of trying to manage other people if you can't manage yourself, because that's where it starts and ends. It's the same strategies that you manage yourself with that you manage other people with. Then we're going to move on to prospecting and marketing, which we all know, sitting in this room, everyone's going, is the most important module. It's the highest value activity that we have as real estate salespeople, is to generate leads and creating an attraction-based business which everybody wants. All right? But we're going to break it right down. We're going to break it right down for you. Okay? So we're going to, by the end of this, you're going to know, depending on your experience, depending on your resources, your disposable income, depending on your goals and aspirations, which by then we should know what they are, okay, you will know exactly what activities that you need to do and how to do them. And of course, when. And then we're going to be talking about taking care of business. So taking care of business is about finding out what happens when the phone starts ringing. What do I do? How do I capitalize? How do I capture all this business that these leads are bringing in? And that's a big problem that a lot of agents have. They'd start generating leads, they just have no idea what to do with them, how to process them, and how to convert them to dollars. All right? So taking care of business is a big one. Presenting and closing is a huge module. Okay, it's a very important module. I use a golfing sort of pundit. You drive for show, you putt for dough. Meaning you can drive the ball off the fairway, but if you can't putt the ball in the hole, you're not going to win any championships. You're not going to win any business. So presenting and closing is very important. And we'll be finishing off with vendor management, which we all know at the moment is a massive topic. It's a massive, subject and module, because we need to get buyers to meet sellers' expectations, and we need to get sellers to meet the market. And there's a fine art in that. And it takes systems, structure, and a lot of patience. And of course, working with buyers is a big part of that. And then of course, repeat and referral business. Who wants to be prospecting, forever? Who wants to be cold calling forever? Nobody. So you're gonna have to do that for a bit, but soon you're just gonna have to, have systems and strategies and structures that get the people coming to you. And repeat and referral is where you want to be. All right. And a lot of our real estate brilliance agents just do a very small amount of prospecting. But mainly it's managing a multi-layered prospecting system, because it's just like a big wheel that turns. Okay?